Just blow out.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, obviously you want to take every precaution because it was going to it was going to directly hit you guys in Sarasota at one point.
Exactly. Yep. Yep. Yep.
That thing took a nasty swing. It was supposed to hit the Panhandle, then it was going to hit Tampa, then it was going to hit you, then ended up hitting Fort Myers.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know Florida that well, that's like, what do you think, Brent? That's like a 500-mile swing, right? From from their initial thoughts to where it ended up hitting.
Yeah, that's well, probably 500. No, from Naples. You mean Naples to Sarasota?
From Fort Myers to the Panhandle, it's probably like 500 miles.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good from my house in Sarasota up to the Panama City is a good 6 hour drive, six
Yeah.
hours, 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, I don't think they'll be rebuilding these houses the same way they did before. I think that's one good thing of this is that they'll probably adopt new building codes like they did in Jersey after Sandy, so people will be a lot safer in the future.
Case in point, Louis, to support that thought, a friend of mine lives in Fort Myers. He lives on the 11th floor. His windows are rated at 222-mile-an-hour winds. He sat there in the 11th floor, in my opinion, too stupid to evacuate,
Hmm.
and rode the storm out. And brand new building, brand new apartment. So that just goes to show you. Can you imagine what the wind would be on the 11th story of a building?
Yeah, that's
So
sick.
that's
That's
crazy.
insane for
Louis,
sure.
can I just benefit? I see two faces here that I want to introduce to the team.
Yeah, go for it, please.
Eva is not a stranger. She was a guest for a while, and now Eva has come over and joined the EXP family. So, Eva, shout out to you. And
Hello, everyone. Thank you
Hi,
for,
Eva.
yeah.
Hi.
How are
Hello.
you?
Good to see you again.
Welcome, you guys. Thank you so much.
and then not yet fully complete, but has come on the concierge notice is Amanda Guzman. I saw her before. Amanda, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning.
Yeah,
Hi,
give
Hi,
Amanda.
Amanda.
Good morning.
Good
Give
morning,
morning.
Amanda.
Thank you.
us a 30-second tweet, Amanda. Your life biography in 30 seconds.
I've had too much experience for 30 seconds, but yeah, so fairly new to Florida. I've been here about a year. It's our first hurricane, so that's quite interesting. Born and raised in Denver, Colorado, and then we spent a year in Northern California. So that's where I got licensed, and then here we are.
Yeah. Well,
Great.
welcome to the team. We're happy to have you. Good, good.
Thank you, Louis. Thank you, Louis, for your
Mhm.
help in helping these ladies make the decision. You're a champion.
Yeah, no
Appreciate it.
problem. Well, no problem. I'm very happy to see the team growing, and I'm very happy to see these ladies here. They're definitely going to make a difference and make an impact. How's everyone else doing? I know you guys didn't go through a hurricane this weekend, but any exciting stuff to mention or share with us?
It was raining hard yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was drenched.
Yeah, you guys got the remnants, I believe, of what was left over from the storm.
Yeah, I showed 7 houses yesterday in 3
Wow.
different counties.
That's
Whoa.
that's great. Look at
Yes,
you, busy
I
day.
was, yeah, it was very busy.
Hmm.
At the end of my day, I was drenched. My hair looked like Medusa. And I told my buyers, you better buy something today. So,
No
so we
pressure,
are
but
writing an offer. We're writing an offer though.
good.
They
That's
better.
Yeah, they better, right?
After all that, you're like, you need to sign an offer today, man.
Yeah, it was really, really bad yesterday.
Oh, wow. Well, good
Yeah.
that you're here now.
Yeah, we're happy to have you here. And for those of you who don't know Sarah that well, I know some of you are new. Sarah started her real estate career probably about 2 years ago. Is that more or less
Yeah,
correct, Sarah?
exactly 2 years.
Yeah, her career has blossomed so much from when I first spoke to her. She says, "No, I only work with my family members. I have so much family that I'll be busy with just them." But sooner or later, you run out of cousins to sell properties to, and now she's doing so much better than I could have ever imagined in the very beginning. And on top of that, she's invested in herself. She's taking mentorship classes. She's here every Monday, even though she doesn't have to be. She's just really excelling. So I want to give you kudos where kudos are deserved. So congratulations, Sarah. You've been doing amazing.
Thank you so much.
No
Thank you for
problem.
having me here.
No worries. We're happy to have you. Cool. So that's one of the things I want to cover today. If anyone wants to intervene before I get started, I want to talk about a couple of things. Massive action is one of them because a lot of us do attend a lot of these classes along with other classes. But at the same time, we get motivated, but then we do nothing with it. You know, have you guys ever heard about the professional, what are those called? Conference goers, people who go to all these events, but they never do anything. Like you always see them at all these trainings and seminars, but then they don't sell any real estate or they don't hit their goals for whatever reason. It's because they get stuck. They get stuck in over preparation and they just want to learn. But then when it comes time to being the extrovert or maybe go out there and doing something with this, they get kind of stuck and held up. And now some of us don't. Some of us do take some action, but it's not enough action. Sometimes it's just very, very light action, mediocre action, or just enough to get the bills paid. You know, maybe that's the problem with a lot of us, is that we settle and we stop when we get comfortable, right? And that's where it's most dangerous. The most dangerous part of your business is not the beginning, because in the beginning you're excited and you really want to do everything. You want to be the next, guru of real estate. That's what you want to be. And you don't think there's any boundaries, right? But then along the way, we kind of get a little bit beat up by the business. If we survive our first year, we start to see some success. And then we get comfortable around two different things. We get comfortable around how much we need to pay our bills and how much the people around us make, right? Those are our two kind of like glass ceilings that we have. And it's unfortunate that happens because a lot of people get stuck in that rut. So what we need to do from time to time is get ourselves extremely uncomfortable, right? How do we do that? We do that by researching other people in our field who are doing way better than us, who maybe can push us to that next level by not even paying them for it, right? We don't even need to be mentored or coached by anyone. We could simply go and watch some of their YouTube videos or follow them on social media and see what they're doing on a daily basis. What time did they get up? When did they work out? How many people did they talk to a day? There was a guy that I used to work for. If you ever spent any time with him, it was contagious. His energy was literally contagious, because he would not even, it was like kind of the best and worst time with him. It was kind of the worst time because you never really got to talk to the guy, even though you were with him all day, because every time he was in the car, he was calling people. He'd be on the phone 24/7 in the car. And then when he got out of the car, he'd be talking to clients. So he never stopped. He literally spoke to so many people throughout the day that it was literally, it would make your head rattle, right? But his second year in real estate, he was like a gold or platinum agent already. Like, it was ridiculous. His drive for taking action was unlike anyone I've ever seen before. It's not crazy that he ended up exiting out of real estate in like 4 or 5 years and turning into a full-time real estate investor. And this guy makes probably close to $10 million a year on just real estate investing now, not even selling any homes. But it just shows you that in order for you to get to where you want in life, not just to be a top producer, because it doesn't stop there, right? Like, a lot of people are like, yeah, my goal is to sell 100 homes a year. Like, okay, 100 homes a year is a great target. But what comes after that, right? Once you hit 100, then you're like, okay, well, I'm good. I hit 100. I talk to agents now that are kind of like, they feel depressed. And I'm like, a couple of years ago, you didn't have enough money to pay for your bills. And now you're depressed because you're kind of stuck in this rut of closing 50, 70 properties a year. He's like, yeah, I just don't have the passion for it. The people are driving me crazy. I don't see myself growing. And that's where we get caught up sometimes, is the fact that we get to our goals and we get stuck there and we don't set new goals, right? And that goal doesn't have to be 50 houses. It could be 5 homes. It could be 10 homes, 12 homes, however, whatever your target is or whatever your goal is for this year. The objective is that as soon as we get closer to our goals, we need to start thinking about that next one, right? We can't stop with what we have, because then we're going to get complacent. Sooner or later, we get tired of what we're doing. And, we just start looking for other things that entertain us. So, and very important for us that we start looking at the next level up, right? The next level up in business and life and growth and all of that, because depression really comes, in my opinion, I'm not an expert on the matter. In my opinion, depression comes from the lack of growth or a lack of being stimulated, challenged, right? How many people can agree with me? Because when I was a barber and I couldn't grow anymore, I couldn't make any more money, I couldn't make any more hours in a day, I was stuck at one income level, you get depressed, and I went through a phase in life where I was the happiest person in the world when I was a kid. And then I went into owning my own barbershop, and I was depressed because I couldn't grow outside of that. So my first year in real estate. I barely made any money, but I was so happy because I was growing. I was expanding my horizons. And it goes to show you that money is not really the thing that makes you happy. It's being challenged that makes you happy. It's having this carrot in front of you that makes you happy. But sooner or later, you get back to that place where you were, and it happened to me in real estate too. As I became a broker, it became really difficult for me to grow because you hit this ceiling. We had a very rapid growth when we opened up our company, but we hit a ceiling as well. And then along with that came feelings of, just not want to say depression, but really stagnation and feelings of just not going anywhere, running around in circles, chasing your own tail. I'm not sure how many of you guys have ever felt that. But what you need to do is figure out, how do I get out of this rut? How do I go to that next level? But the key to all of that, guys, no matter what it is, it's going to be taking that massive, massive action. So let me just start off by asking you guys this, right? Right now, most of you have goals in mind, which are, volume, probably. You're selling more homes. Okay, so all of us know what it takes to sell a property. All of us know what it takes to get a client, right? We all know this, right? We all know that it's more contacts equals more clients equals more closings, right? And more closings equals more commission checks, right? So we all know that. So how do we feed that funnel? That funnel kind of looks like this, right? It comes down and at the other end spits out commission checks. How many people are we talking to on a daily basis? How are we maximizing our daily output? How are we talking to the people that make a difference? Like, we can talk to 100 people who are not ready or even looking to buy a home or sell a home, right? And it's not going to get us anywhere. How do we get in front of the right people, more of the right people, make more of those conversations and relationships than ever before? Anybody have any suggestions on that, how we could do that?
Expose yourself.
Yeah, exposing ourselves, right?
Know what you're all about, your business, and what you can do for them, and maybe give them a little bit of information of really difficult situations you've been in, and that you went right through with it and everything went well. Just not brag, but be like, I've been in some hard closings and we were able to make it, and maybe give them a little story about what happened and then the final ending.
Yeah. How do we get to those people? How would you get to those people, Yvette?
I'm very talkative when I'm in front of people. I'm very social and I can jump into any conversation. I don't know. It depends on the person. I don't mind talking to people. So I could just start a conversation out of nothing.
Okay. If I said to you, Jeanette, I need you to find 10 conversations today. And if you find 10 conversations, one of those is going to equate to a closing within 3 months. Where would you go? Or what would you do today?
Repeat that again.
If I said to you,
you just put me on the spot.
No, but this is a lot easier for you to answer because you don't have to think, you just have to recall. So if I said to you, I need you to speak to 10 people today because one of those 10 people is going to equate to a closing within the next 3 months. Where would you go to have those conversations? How would you plan your day out?
Well, I'll first ask you for their information and I would definitely reach out.
I don't know them.
Oh, you don't know them?
No, where would you go? Where would you go?
Where would I go?
Yeah.
I'll go to the clients that went cold on me.
Okay, good.
When that buyer's fever slowed down.
Yeah.
I reached out to them. I actually reached out to about 3 of them this week, and they're hopping on board on purchasing as well. So I just like reaching out to old clients.
That's a great way to start that, because I didn't even think of that part, and that's why I like having everyone chip into the conversation. Think about all the people that you've spoken to in the last year, guys, who were priced out of the market because of all this craziness that was going on with these bidding wars. The bidding wars are going away. Right now it's more getting back to a normal market. Imagine the conversations you can have with those people, and maybe there's an opportunity there. So yeah, the 10 hottest conversations you can have are people who were thinking of buying in the last 12 months and maybe didn't buy, or maybe they did and they bought something, but at least you get them on the phone and say, hey, do you know anyone else that might be looking to buy or sell? At least you have them on the phone, because if one person just bought a house, I'm sure other people said to them, oh, John and Stacy, oh, I'm so happy for you guys. Yeah, we're looking to buy our house too, because the topic of buying a conversation has been in their circle for the last few months. So I'm sure they know other people who are gearing up to buy or sell a house as well. So yeah, that's great, Yvette. So you were now let's keep the conversation going with you. Now that you know that that opportunity is out there, will you do that? Will you reach out to your clients today, tomorrow, this week? Would you put a goal for yourself to say, look, I need to speak to X amount of people this week? And what is that conversation going to, well, let me start with that. Will you commit to yourself to do that this week, to take massive action and contact as many people in your database, as many people as that were interested at one point? Is that something you're planning on doing?
Definitely. That's something that I'm actually doing almost every day, at least for 2-3 hours.
Mm,
And, just reaching out to cold clients. I like to save notes, so I have like a little book where I have, when your clients come into a open house and they
Yeah.
leave you their number and emails.
Yeah.
They're gone. I call them up real quick and like, yeah,
Sure.
we're still searching. How you doing? How's your search? Oh yeah, I want this type of property. This is my max. And I just start a conversation. I can't
Got
really
it.
explain because I go depending on how the conversation's flowing.
How what is
Aim
it?
to get them back.
What are some of the responses you're hearing from people? No, we're not looking anymore, or yes, we're not looking. Can you take me through either one?
Yeah, I reached out to a client that was looking to purchase a house that was like 1.5 million and whatnot. And with the old company that I was in, I did an open house and I showed it multiple times, and then it kind of went cold. They kind of got cold and then they went away. And then he just replied back that they already purchased or whatever. So I'm like, okay, have fun, reach out to me. This is my new card. If you have any questions, I can help you.
Mhm.
And then another one, which I was working with both of them at the same time, they're actually still searching. They're just not so much in a rush, but now they're
Got it.
ready to be on board.
Okay, can
Yes,
you
they
role
are
play one of
waiting
those
for it.
conversations with me? Can I be the buyer and you're calling me up and see if you can show everyone else here how your conversations flow?
Oh my God.
It's simple, and believe me, we've done this a million times, and people
All
always
right, you
doubt
ready?
themselves.
You
Yeah, I'm
ready?
ready. I'm
I'm
ready.
just gonna call you Mike for now, okay?
Okay, Mike, call me Mike, whatever you like.
Good morning, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing great. Who am I speaking with?
Realty.
I'm
No,
sorry?
you didn't be finished.
Oh,
Good morning, Mike. This is Jeanette from EXP. Hope you're well. I just giving you a call to see how you're doing on your search for your new home.
oh, you know what? We kind of put a pause on that. We pumped the brakes a little because the interest rates have gone up so much. We're just waiting for interest rates to come back down so we could purchase.
Well, I do see that a lot of people are quite concerned about the rates coming up, but I feel that the prices on the houses will come back to normal, and the highest and best wave has kind of passed by. So I think that it's still a good time to search, not to focus so much on the interest rates.
Well, we haven't really seen the home prices come down, but we have seen the interest rates go up. So I think now we're going to be really priced out of the market and not really be able to afford the type of home we're looking for.
Well, maybe sometimes some properties that have been on the market for over 90 days are willing to negotiate, because the way for highest and best has slowed down.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well,
happy to do a search for you. At least keep you on order email and see if I can send you some properties that may interest you.
I mean, yeah, feel free to do that. I have a couple agents already sending me properties, but yeah, we're looking for a home around $500,000 in the more or less like the Bergen County area. So we like to say maybe, somewhere around there. If you can find us as something, it's a 3-bedroom and 2-bath that we're looking for, a decent school district.
I'm working on it as we speak.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Jeanette.
You're welcome. You have a blessed day.
Good. All right. Now, this is the
Where did I
second.
mess up?
Nothing. I'm not going to say anything because there's no such thing as a perfect anything, right? We're here just to kind of learn, and imperfect phone call is better than no phone call at all, right? But how do we get better? How do we maximize our chances? Because there is an art to this, making an outbound prospecting call is an art form. A lot of people don't think they think it's just repetition of numbers, but you get better after time. So for those of you who have been a little more experienced with this, how could she improve and where did she do well?
Yeah,
Anyone?
please let me know.
Yeah. Yes.
I thought it was very smooth. You acted very natural, and I thought it was overall very good. One of the arguments that I that I often use when people are talking about, well, I want the prices to come down. I bring in the fact that probably the interest rates are going to go up, but again, no one knows for sure, but the projections are interest rates are going to go higher. So getting a pre-calculated figure in your mind, what would it be at a $300,000, a $400,000, a $500,000 house? If you waited for the price to come down 10 or 20,000, but the interest rate goes up 2 or 3 points from where it is now over a 20 or 30-year mortgage, how much more are they going to be paying? So the better to buy at a higher sticker price at a lower interest over the next 20 or 30 years. So that's the argument that I oftentimes will project in their mind, at least plant the seed and see if that makes sense to them. And you can do the math in advance, so it's kind of in your mind, you know, a 3, 4, and 500,000 what it's going to be.
Yeah, of course. Anyone else want to add or give a suggestion?
You can always, oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Belinda.
Oh, soon as someone barks to me about the price of a home or interest rate, the first thing that I run to is, I'm sorry, I got a fire alarm testing,
Oh, no problem.
is how much do you want to pay per month? Because once you find out what kind of mortgage that they're comfortable with, you are automatically, you should already know what their budget is for a home search. And if you can show them houses according to what they said their specification was within that price range, then you pretty much can take that all the way home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. That's good. I like that. Look at it as from the payment approach. Sarah, what do you have for her?
I always say to people that buying a home is always based on emotional feeling. That's the only sale that's based on emotional feelings.
Yeah.
Life-changing events happens every day. If you need to buy a house, then you have to buy a house. Don't wait for the interest rates to go down or for the home prices to go down. You need it, you buy it. Are you planning on staying in this house for less than 5 years? They always say no, at least 5 years. I'm like, okay, you can always refinance. If you need a 3-bedroom home, you're gonna have to move to a 3-bedroom home no matter what.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. It's all about the need. And if the need is strong enough, they're gonna not worry about silly things such as an interest rate, right? Because that can always be refinanced. That's good, Sarah. All right. What is the number one thing that I tell you guys that whenever you're prospecting, having an in-person conversation with a client, trying to get a listing, what is the number one thing that I always tell you guys, even when it comes to agent attraction or anything in life, or even negotiating with your kids? What is the number one thing you should always do?
Listen more, talk less.
Yes, listen more, talk less, and also do one other thing. That's great. That's great. How do you get them to talk more?
You ask
Repeat their
questions and
name
you
and ask
listen.
questions.
Yeah, ask the questions. Exactly. So ask questions and listen and talk less, right? So that's 100% right. So knowing that, Yvette, you did great. I'm going to tell you right now, your tonality is good, and you're moving the conversation along, but it sounds very transactional to me. I don't want to work with someone that's transactional, that treats me like a number or a paycheck. I want to work with somebody who actually cares about why I want to buy a house, right? No one asked me, hey, why did you want to buy a house to begin with? You know, like if you were to ask me that, I'd maybe open up a little more, drop my guard and be like, you know, we really wanted to buy because, you know, my kids are getting kind of old and they're outgrowing the bunk beds that they have in that one room. And, you know, we were thinking it would be a good time to purchase, but, you know, the price is going nuts. And, you know, if you get me talking, then I feel like I can trust you a little more. But when you're just asking me all, or telling me the things that I should be thinking, because, you know, a lot of times we try to force feed our clients information, they feel like we're being sold. All right. So instead of us doing the selling, we should have them telling us why they want to buy. And if they tell us why they want to buy, that kind of triggers that thought process in their head that, hey, I really do need to buy. I don't know why I'm waiting. I just told you exactly why I needed to. And my kids still have that problem. And then you just ask them, like, why is interest rate so important to you? Why do you think that matters so much? You know, instead of telling them why it shouldn't matter, you ask them, why does it matter to you? So knowing those things, next time you approach someone on making these calls, Yvette, I think that you need to take the approach more of a consultant, someone that's kind of more a mediator between them and their house, like someone to kind of like make sure that they get the information that, they need when they ask for it. And just see how that flows for you a little bit better, instead of always having the answer, the snappy answer, which is kind of what we were always taught to think that, are taught to think that that's the way we should approach a conversation. When in reality, the way we approach a conversation when we're a salesperson is be more of a listener, more of a person who's really there to understand their unique problems and what needs to be solved. So do you want to try that again? Maybe we can ask more questions and give less of our own personal opinions.
I'll listen. You can try that with someone.
Okay, so let's do it. Hey, if you want, if you like, I can be the agent. You'll be my client. Okay, I'll call you. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Now I'm shy.
That's okay. That's okay. No, but listen, if you learn one thing from this meeting today, it'll be worth it.
Definitely,
definitely be worth it.
I know.
All right, so let's do it, right?
Yes.
So ring ring.
Hello?
Hello, Yvette.
Yes, this is Yvette.
Hi, Yvette. This is Lewis with eXp Realty. We spoke a couple of weeks ago in regards to purchasing a house. I think I met you at an open house on Sunnyside. You remember me?
Yes, I think I remember. Hold on, I probably have your card. Oh, there you go. How are
Yeah.
you?
I'm doing amazing. How about yourself?
I am doing great. Thanks for asking.
Good, good, good. Quick question. Did you ever find a home?
No, I kind of cooled off, kind of scared
Oh.
of the interest rates, and I have people telling me all these sorts of stuff, and I don't know, I'm kind of afraid of purchasing at this moment.
Oh, okay. No, I totally understand. Now, I'm not sure if you ever told me, but what's the reason that was motivating you and your family to look for a new place?
Oh, I'm just trying to move out of I just want more of an urban area, just houses and no buildings, nothing. I want to get out of the city.
Oh, so you want to get out of the city life. You want to go more to a suburb?
Yeah, suburb, yes.
Is that where you originally grew up, in a suburb, or did you grow up in a city?
I grew up in a city. I just got sick and tired of it.
Oh my
Actually,
God.
I did. I grew up in New York.
Oh my God. What's it like living in New York? What are some of the struggles you guys feel?
Too many people. It's too much. The noise, the crowd, you can't go to the parking. Everything is horrible. I hate it. I have to get out of here ASAP.
Amen. Amen. I'm with you.
Let's go.
How did he get on the line? Is it a three-way calling?
Huh?
With who?
How did he get? How did he get on the line?
I
Right.
just caught that. I just caught
Yeah, is
that.
it a three-way calling?
Is that your husband?
Yeah, is that your husband?
Oh,
Yeah.
no, he's just somebody that came by.
The neighbor.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
a nosy neighbor.
So what do you know about living in a suburb? Do you have any family or friends that live in one, or why do you think that's better for you?
I actually do have family in that area, and I like it because they pick up the kids in school right around the corner,
Hmm.
and it's I don't have to go to the train every day. I hate the train, and I have to take my kids. But in over there where they live at, it's just amazing. The buses come pick up the kids. I don't have to worry about waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning just for them to make it
Wow.
late anyway.
Sounds like a struggle. So you have children. How many kids do you have?
I have 3 children.
Oh my. Oh, well, what kind of school systems do you have there in the city? Are you happy with them, or do you think they should be,
They could do
better?
better.
Yeah.
This is also another reason why I want to move out of there too.
Okay.
School
And
system.
do you know anything about the school districts that you want to be a part of?
Well, my cousin lives in West Orange, and her daughter goes to school and in that area. And I love the school. She's always happy. I see how happy she is to go to school. And I'm like, wow, I wish my kid would feel like that. But he has to wake up almost at 5:30 in the morning just to get to school by 8.
Wow. Oh my God. Well, Yvette, let me ask you one question. How can I help you make that dream a reality?
Are you willing? Do you have time for a search?
Absolutely. Whatever you need, a search. I can actually, there's a couple properties that just hit the market this week that I'm not sure if you heard of this yet, but the interest rates have gone up a lot. And homeowners right now are panicking and they're starting to really drop their prices. And we're not seeing those bidding wars like we used to see anymore. So I feel like now the market's actually going to be a much better place for buyers to be searching for homes. So I would encourage you to make some time maybe this weekend if you can. Just come and take a look at the ones that just hit the market before they get too much attention. And no pressure. You don't have to buy any of them, but I think you should start taking a look at in person because pictures are deceiving. Take a look at in person what is out there, and then let me know if we're in the right direction. If not, we can kind of switch and pivot into a different town or different price bracket. What do you think?
Yeah, but I'm only interested in West Orange. Would you be able to help me in West Orange?
If that's what you want, that's exactly where I could
That's
focus
the only
on.
place where I want it.
Yeah, why is it that you want West Orange? What is it about West Orange? Is it your family?
Family,
Okay, and you're close to your family, I would assume.
definitely. When I need a babysitter, I have free
Oh, true.
all day.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel you there. Same thing with me. I definitely need help from the family. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. All right. So why don't I do this? I'm gonna set up a couple of properties for you. I'm assuming you're still looking in the same price range. Is that correct? Up to 500?
Yes, because that's the only, I still have my approval. It's
Okay,
still active. It hasn't expired. So I'm looking in the 500s, 3 bedrooms, finished basement.
Good.
I'm willing to do some work myself. That would be
Okay.
no problem, but not too much work.
perfect. Well, listen, I'm gonna send you my top 5 picks for you that I feel are the best values on the market right now. Try to pick at least 2 to 3 of those that are your favorites, so we can try to get some appointment scheduled for this weekend, and we'll go from there. But if I can't get those 2 or 3 scheduled, then I'll revert to your 4th or 5th pick. Does that sound good?
Awesome. That's perfect. I'll
All
be
right, great.
waiting.
Perfect. All right, I'll send them over to you right now.
I'm waiting.
Awesome.
Let's do this.
Thank you.
I
Good.
love it.
You see
I
how a
love
little bit
it.
different that conversation went?
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Yes. So you know what I love the most about this conversation? The way you were talking to her, you
Mhm.
were asking questions, you were listening to what she's saying. You
Yeah.
made yourself sound very relatable when she talked about her kids.
Yeah.
You said, me too. I need a
You got the
babysitter
hook
too.
on that.
I
The
love
hook.
that. Yeah, you made yourself very relatable. Because people work with you if they like you.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
competition is high and there's a lot of realtors out there. So
Mhm.
if you stand out and you make yourself relatable, they would want to connect with you. And
Mhm.
the third thing that I loved, that you kept saying, we will look.
Mhm.
You showed her that you care, and it's, you put yourself in the situation.
Yeah.
We will go search, we will
Yeah.
do this, we will do that. It wasn't like, I will look for you, I
Mhm.
will search for you, I will send you. You kept saying we,
Mhm.
and I think that makes people feel like you're part of it.
Yeah, it's a team
Mhm.
effort for sure.
Yeah.
yeah.
And you guys, I hope you picked up on one thing that I said to her was I asked her, what can I do to help you? I didn't say, hey, so I'm gonna send you properties and we're gonna go out and look at them. And I asked her, so Yvette, what can I do to help your dream come true? And she told me what she wanted from me. Instead of me selling myself to her, I asked her and she requested that I help her. So that's a different way of kind of doing things, you understand, because it really comes through as not being so salesy, more as being a person who actually cares.
Louis, you're so good.
But I've only been doing it 20 years. I mean, when you guys are in this as long as I have, I mean, you'll pick up a few things. And I'll be honest with you guys. Look, my skill set only really got honed within the last half of my maybe 7 years of my career, because I got very good with conversations when I picked up the phone, because my first few phone calls, they were very rough and I really wasn't well, wasn't really doing it really well. But then what I learned was that every conversation I had, I would pick up different things that worked and different things that didn't work. And then what I did was I just kept refining them and refining them as the time went by. And then to the point where I can have a conversation with someone at 9 o'clock in the morning and be at their house by noon taking the listing. And like they felt like, one guy actually said to me, I get so many phone calls and everybody wants to sell my house, and I have no idea why I'm sitting here and listing my property with you. I have no idea why. And it really comes down, guys, to just making the people feel comfortable. At the end of the day, that's really all it is, right? It's not forcing anything down their throat. It's offering a solution to a problem. That's really all you're doing.
I have one thing. I had a really bad experience. Like I said, I'm very talkative, and I have bumped into very active, that buyer's fever. And I would really appreciate an advice from everyone. I don't know which part I messed up on or not, but I lost a client. This client was very active. So, I need to learn how to actually manage my time and let people know after a certain amount of time I'm off duty, but I want to make that money. And sometimes we will text till like 10, 11, and his wife was feeling some other type of way.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, I rather, split with somebody so I don't lose the client, just
Mhm.
hand them over to somebody, referral or however then we can negotiate.
Yeah.
And anyway, this is gonna be funny. I paid through the app, these agents that you pay them so they
To
can
go
go
show.
show. I want to cry right now. Give me a second.
Mhm.
The agent that showed the property, she wasn't supposed to mention nothing, right? She
Mhm.
was supposed to show, oh no, she showed her the email of me paying her to show with my name on it, and it was horrible. He called me up and he said, oh, my wife found out that, that you still my agent. The agent that was showing, she showed her the email, she showed everything. I mean,
Yeah.
this agent just ruined everything. His wife
Mhm.
bombed me on Instagram, Facebook, personal, and everything. And I ended up having to block both of them on
Mhm.
it was crazy. I don't know where things went wrong. Maybe there were too much activities after a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And I always do go way above and beyond to find people the home that they want,
Yeah. Yeah.
because your clients are your best referrals. But this one was like a wreck.
Yeah.
And that kind of bummed me down though.
Yeah, I would say don't take it so personal because it's probably more about his background, his history than it is yours because he doesn't know you. And they
Yeah.
probably have problems to begin with.
Sure.
So, she can't trust her husband with the
Yeah.
real estate agent, and there's probably bigger problems laying there that you don't want to
Sure.
be a part of.
Sure.
I was like,
No, stop.
yeah, because
Wow.
I was really, I'm very empathic. I feel, you know what the
Yeah.
best feeling to me is when I bring a client
Mhm.
to the closing table, okay? When I
Yeah.
bring them to the closing table after all they went through, and I kept
Sure.
telling them, it's part of the process, trust the
Mhm.
process, everything's gonna be fine, everything's gonna be good. And when they have that key to their first home,
Mhm.
come on, you gotta feel something as an
Yeah.
agent. You gotta feel like a superhero.
Of course.
And
Listen,
that's something that I like to feel.
this won't be the last time you lose a client, and every time you do lose one, you learn something. So with this time around, I'm sure you learned that whenever you do have a couple, that you're going to start a group chat, and then every time you
Yes.
communicate, you use the group chat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For me, I
Yeah,
learned
that's
the
what
hard
I
way.
do.
I
And I
started,
was
but
gonna
she
say
never
that.
wanted to go in. She never replied to nothing because she has her own
Mhm.
place and he's
Yeah.
the one searching.
It's okay. She'll be
Yeah.
reading.
Never jumped in.
She'll be reading even if she doesn't respond. This is the first thing you do when you take the client's information. You
Mhm.
always say, who else is going to be on this contract? My
Yeah.
wife, my girlfriend, take both of their names, both of their emails, both of their phone
I
numbers.
did that.
Everything has to be a group chat between all three of you.
Yeah.
And whenever you take a couple out, just dress professional.
Mhm.
You don't want to ever trigger anybody's jealousy.
No,
If,
no.
if
no.
you feel like she's
I was
jealous,
not feeling like I have professional ethics, but I know what you're.
yeah, if you feel like the wife is too jealous, just talk to her instead of the husband.
I did. I did. I was nice to the lady. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my God, we had a flow. We had something flowing because I was working with these clients for like 4 months.
Wow. That's horrible.
And, and I don't know.
It's them, not you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just move on. There's so many clients out there. You're
Mhm.
not you're gonna lose this one and gain two more. Don't
Yeah.
feel bad. Yeah, I mean, I learned the hard way, guys, when it comes to working with elderly people. When you work with anyone who is I would say over the age of maybe 80, I would tell you to ask them if their children help them in making the decisions. Because if their children do, and you get them to list their home, this has happened to me twice. They've listed their homes with me, and their kids come out of nowhere talking about, "Oh no, we we never wanted to sell our property. My
Yes.
parents don't have. My parents are too old to be making these decisions on their own." And it turns into and literally one house was under contract. I had already a buyer on it, And we had to kill these deals because it was just not worth the aggravation and struggle. So you
Yes.
learn that when it comes to certain situations, you have to get other people involved, or you have to ask more questions, because you know it can cost you a lot of money. But you learn to vet, and we all learn as we go.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, for sure. Who
Next.
who yeah, well, we got really deep into that one, but I want to see if we have time to fit one more in. So, what are some of the other ways that we can go out there and get some business this week? What can we do, guys? What is a good way for us to go out there and get some business going? And not only some business, how can we be very efficient about getting the business? What can we do?
Revisit.
Video.
There you
Uh,
go.
Oh, nice. Also revisit the open house guests list.
Correct.
Just call them. These are people that you were in front of them. They
Absolutely.
met you in person, so it's much easier to speak to them. Just call them, ask them where's their real estate plans for the rest
Yeah.
of the year, and see,
Absolutely.
you know,
Yeah, that's good. That fits into the same category as reaching out to your clients in the last 12 months, but you can get very specific into where to find them. So you're finding them in your open house sheets. You're finding them maybe if you guys are running ads on Facebook, or you're running ads on Zillow, you know, all of those people who have reached out to you. You can even reach out to other agents. Think about this, guys, other agents, right? So let's just say that you're part of a team, or maybe you're not, and you just know other agents that are very busy. Imagine if you reached out to another agent who's very busy and he's like, hey, listen, do you have a couple open house sheets, or do you have any leads that you kind of gave up on that you're not going to be calling anymore? If I call them and I get something out of it, I'll give you a 25% referral fees. That's something you'd be open to. You ask enough agents, they're going to tell you yes. So if you don't have any because you're new, feel free to ask around, guys. I'm sure there'll be people who will tell you, yeah, you know, call this list of leads that I got that I haven't been having the time to call, because they think about it. If they don't have the time to call them because they're too busy, someone's going to have to call them, right? Because that's leaving money on the table. So if that person understands leverage, they're going to let you help them with that. But I'm sure you got to prove yourself too and say, look, I can convert leads. I know how to convert leads. I'm good at converting leads. I can do a quick role play with you to show you my dialogue. You know, like, don't just go there and say, hey, I want some leads. And then like, well, I don't even know if you're any good. I mean, what if you wreck these leads? Because that's a real thing. You know, you can give the best leads to the worst person and nothing will come out of it. These people could be pre-approval in hand, and someone might just cool them off and turn them off,
yes,
you know,
yes.
and then you can
Um,
give somebody warm leads and they can convert them if they're good at it. So go ahead.
Yeah.
You were saying?
Louis,
Hmm?
I have something that I taught myself.
Go for it.
You have to learn who's your client's avatar, so you won't waste time. You have to learn who do you like to work with the most.
Yes.
Like me, I like to work in the adult community because I
There
have
you
a
go.
soft spot for old people.
Mm,
So I told my team leader to filter my leads
mhm.
and only give me the adult community leads.
I love it.
Yes, I love working with old people. And I've been so much happier getting those leads because I don't want to work with the younger ones. They're annoying.
Yeah, that's great. Who else here knows their perfect avatar? And explain to people what an avatar is. What is an avatar of a client?
Who do you like who fits the criteria of the lead that you want to work with? Some
Yeah.
people, they like to work with young families, younger adults, the millennials. I like the older people, so that's who I want to work with, and that's all my leads are filtered.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Anyone else here have a perfect avatar?
At this moment, just whatever comes in, I'm willing to work with anything.
Okay.
Any age. Let's just do
You'll
it.
you'll refine it as time goes by, because you'll sit back one day and look at your business and say, wow, these people I enjoy working with more than I enjoy working with these people. And then you also say, wow, I make more money working with these people in less time than I do with these people. And then you can kind of marry those two and see what kind of a perfect person that is, what kind of a perfect type of home they're looking for. Because in the beginning, you sell anything to anyone, right? I remember having to show four family homes to people that wanted to live in one of the units, right? And I don't know if you guys have ever experienced door knocking a 4-family home that somebody wants to occupy. None of the tenants even know you're coming. You know, the houses are always a disaster. You hardly get into any of them, and making appointments for them was like a nightmare, right? And at the end of the day, they're competing against investors. And then like, you never get these people anything, but that's why I started with. So as time goes by, you figure out, wow, working with people who are looking for single family homes is a lot easier than working with people who are looking for 4-family homes to live in. So you gravitate more to single family. And then you're like, wow, working with investors who are all numbers driven, it's a lot easier than working with people who are looking for first-time home buyer homes. Wow, I gravitate more to investors. So as time goes by, you start to figure out what really you enjoy
Yeah.
and what really you don't. If you like doing listings better, like I got to a point where I was just doing listings. Any buyer that came by I was giving it to everybody. And it came to a point where I was giving everything out because being a broker fit my best criteria. So you guys at different times of your life, different things will make more sense. Okay. So yeah, that's what she meant by avatar. But Alejandro said something very, very important. And I wanted to kind of help us a little bit more with that. He said video, right? So who here this week has had the ability to stand in front of a crowd of 50,000 people and pitch yourself? Anybody?
Myself, I did my 2 videos. I was sure one.
You did 2 videos? That's great, brother. How many views did you get on your videos?
How many views? Well, depends because I have a few platforms. So I mean, a lot.
If you had to
Not
take
a
a guess, would you say a couple hundred, maybe 1,000?
I would say 1,000.
About 1,000 people, right?
Wow. Very nice.
That's great, bro. Because what I'm going to tell you guys is that who here has had the opportunity to stand in front of an audience of 1,000 people and give a presentation? Not many of us, right? No, but Alejandro did because he did a couple of videos and he posted them, and 1,000 people got to see his face, got to hear his content, and got to hear his message. You know, and maybe out of that he will get someone, or maybe not on this video or this week, but video is not a one hit and and you're done. Video is a compounding effect because this week people saw 2 videos from him. Next week they're going to see 2 videos from him, 3 videos, and then what happens is that he starts to burn a hole in their head, and all they can think about when they think about real estate is Alejandro because they keep seeing his videos. So it's not a a one and done. It's a lifestyle. It's a way that you're gonna have to grow your business is through a video. And before you know it, you've got all of this business that's coming your way because you're literally pitching yourself to 1,000 people at one time. I suggest that you all get in front of a camera and start doing that and getting comfortable with the camera. Because Alejandro, are you getting any business recently from any of the content you've been making, or any people reaching out to you for any one reason or another?
I got like old friends. Start looking and stuff. Like yesterday, I went to show a house for an old friend. He was looking for a while, but he's like jumping from agent to another agent, which I think all buyers do. Like they just jump from one agent to another agent. So I don't take them serious at all. Like sometimes showing a house here and there, but I'm not committed to these people. They're not committed to me, so I'm not like sweat it or whatever. But he called me up. He was like, "Bro, I see that he only qualified for 300, so he need a house that's gonna need work." So he saw the I've been doing like construction and stuff. I have experience.
Yeah.
And I told him, I have a construction team, I'm doing a couple projects, this and that. And he was like, yeah, if I can go and look at the house, for him to have an idea how much it would cost to get it fixed.
Yeah.
So I went and saw a house. He's thinking about it, like, she should put an offer or not. But I mean, it works. It works. Yeah, I mean, it's not immediately. You're not gonna have anything that you really do. It's not gonna have immediately return on investment. Everything takes time. Like mailers takes time. Calling takes time too.
True.
Everything takes time.
That's true.
Yeah, for sure. Everything takes time. And that's part of what we were talking about today, massive action, right? Massive action is not like, oh my God, I took all my energy and I made one video. That's not massive action. That's one action repeated over time and consistently is massive action. So if Alejandro is like, you know what, I could do 3 videos a week, no problem, right? So what now Alejandro's going to say, well, I could do 3 videos a week, but now I'm going to share them on 3 different social media platforms. That's thinking smarter. That's expanding your reach now because he's using it on 3. And then later he's going to say, well, if I could do 3, I'm sure I could do 5. So then he does 5 and he expands those over the same networks. And now he's taking more massive action. Then he starts to get business, right? He starts to get clients. What happens? He closes one deal. He's like, I just made $10,000 on this deal. What if I hired a videographer 3 days a week and he followed me around? and then I got a editor from Fiverr, and now I got all of this media being produced around me, and I'm still cranking out the same amount of work that I do every week without even losing any time. Now he's thinking more along the lines of more massive action, right? And before you know it, you got a full, 24-hour, 7-day-a-week person following you around, editing your videos. And you start to really snowball like that, because really at the end of the day, what is it? Getting in front of as many people as possible. How do we scale that? We spoke about earlier, making the phone calls, right? That's a good scalable way. That's the first scalable way. Next scalable way, taking your business to the next level is video, because video allows you to get in front of however many people you could think of. Guys, I saw people covering the hurricane disaster who got 150,000 views in one day, who didn't have any followers on their channels. So if you guys are in Florida, or if you guys ever have anything crazy happen in your state, like New Jersey, I'm sure it gets hurricane. They get, you guys have been getting hurricanes the last few years. Any disaster or anything that is newsworthy, make a video about it, because you will gain a humongous audience. Huge, huge, huge. So I encourage you guys to really look into doing video and get comfortable with it now before those opportunities come around. Because when those opportunities do come around, it's not the time for you to start getting comfortable in front of a camera. You should already be comfortable by the time an opportunity like that does come around, that you can really get your voice out there and show people, what it is that you're made of. So for sure, Alejandro, that's good. Has anyone taken Alejandro up on his accountability group for the 3 videos a week?
I like his videos.
Yeah, I love his videos.
And I always hit like and support.
Yeah, but you know what? You driving around to 7 houses yesterday and getting wet along the way, that would have made a great video.
I did make 2 videos, but I wasn't in them.
You should have showed how wet you were with the rain and all that. That would have been great.
My hair looks like Medusa. No, thank you. I would have lost my buyers.
Yeah. Well, Trina's been doing a lot of video too. Trina, how's it been working out for you? I see you. I think you have like 3 videos so far. Or more.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm getting to where I'm more comfortable with it. I just have to get out of my head and stop stressing about it and just do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got quite a few views on TikTok. I think I've got 1,000 now for my 3 or 4 videos, and then I reshared them on Instagram and Facebook. And I think Facebook, it showed that I got 1,000 views there as well. And I have had some people reach out to me. So yeah, so I think it's just constantly planting the seeds and just keep up with the momentum and just keep it going.
So Louis, are you talking about shorts, longs, or both? When you say-
Anything, whatever, everything, anything and everything. Like right now, like I said to you guys, the opportunity right now is huge in making short form content video, because every platform is fighting right now to get the throne of being the #1 platform for that. So if you're making short content, great, awesome. But don't forget too, you can really build a loyal following through longer form content. Short form content gets you the views, gets you the subs, but longer form content will get you the loyalty. And because how many of us have built relationships like that instantly? It's hard. The relationships get built over time. So the more time they can spend with you on a video where you're educating them, such as like the ones Belinda has done, like the ones that Brent has worked on, the ones I've showed you that we've done, it builds longer. When people speak to me or meet me for the first time, they feel like they've already known me because they see my longer form content.
Yes, that's what happened to me.
Yeah, with Sarah C, she plugged into our training videos before she even became an agent. And then by the time we did meet, she already felt like she was plugged in, like she's been with us all along.
I'm
So
gonna
I
create platform so I can write them down so I can start making videos. Because I've never done one yet about that, about anything. I wouldn't even know where to start, really, honestly.
Yeah, good. Well, the top 3 platforms, in my opinion, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So if you're just getting started at this, what I suggest a lot of people do is you make your short form content on TikTok, and then you can share those on Instagram and YouTube, because they get saved to your camera reel on your phone. So you can share them easily. Now, if you're making specific YouTube form content, longer form content, then you want to create that specifically just for YouTube, and that's it. Because once people find you through your short form, they're going to want to see your longer form stuff too. So I would suggest that you have maybe a few longer form videos on YouTube if you start doing the YouTube thing, which I think is a gold mine right now if you do, because YouTube had gotten to the point where people were saying, the YouTube opportunity is gone because there's so much competition. So the algorithm wasn't really favoring newer channels like that. But right now you can be a brand new channel and start creating short form content, and you can grow your audience overnight, literally overnight. So you can really, if you start plugging into more of those short form videos, you'll do well. I think Brent dropped a short video on YouTube not too long ago about the yachts parked over in the marina by your house, right? And how many views are you up to on that short? A couple thousand?
Over 3,000.
Yeah, 3,000. And that was like a 15-second video, something like that.
Yeah, 15 second.
Yeah, it didn't take him much preparation, much dialogue at all. But it got him a lot of eyeballs, which is what we're looking for.
Hey, Louis, quick question for
Yeah.
you. And we don't have to do it right now, but would you remind me how to remove the watermark, the TikTok watermark from the videos that we make there?
Yeah, you can only do that on your computer. So let me share
Okay.
share my screen with you guys really quickly. So if you go to TikTok, you go to your little avatar picture at the top right.
Okay.
You go to settings,
Settings.
and then under settings, you go to data right here. And then you request the data in a TXT format, and then you hit request data, and then you get it. I think mine finally came in. Got it?
And I think so.
I am going to this just now.
So it's basically just here in your profile
Okay, yeah.
settings. And then after you get into settings, you go to request data, and that's it. You click on this one, the TXT format.
And that'll take off the TikTok watermark.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. All right.
Louis,
Yeah.
I liked your video, the one that you covered the hurricane
Oh, which one?
on YouTube.
The
It
longer
was
one
on
or the
YouTube.
shorter one?
Yeah, no, the longer one. I watched
Oh.
it with my sister.
Oh, yeah. That was and now again, guys, I didn't script out a video. I just documented. Like a lot of people get caught up on like, oh my God, I don't know what to talk about, and just document your day. Like I had to go and help a friend out. I had to go and check out what happened down on the beach. I had to go and drive around town to see what was going on. And I just documented it, and then later on put it together. And that video got 51,000 views, I think it was, in like 2
It
days.
was really good. My
Yeah.
sister thought you were a news anchor.
Oh, she did?
Don't you get paid past a certain amount of viewers?
Yeah, your YouTube channel is monetized after you get a certain amount of viewers and subscribers. Yeah, but your videos should usually be over 8 minutes if you want to capitalize more on the monetization. That one was only 6 minutes, and I'm experimenting with shorter form, long form video, if that makes any sense, like shorter, more digestible pieces. And that one worked out pretty well. It was a 6-minute video and it got a lot of views. So, there is no wrong or right. So if you guys make a 4-minute video and it has all the information you wanted to get out there, then put out the 4-minute video. If you have a 16-minute video or a 40-minute video and it has all the information that you needed and it's not full of fluff, then put it out there. It doesn't matter. I saw people putting out 45-minute videos of the hurricane coverage and they were getting tons of views. So it doesn't matter how long your video is, as long as it's not just like redundant, repetitive, or whatever, and just fluff that you're throwing in.
And
there
don't
just
be
to make it 8
boring.
minutes. Yeah, don't be boring. If you feel like, watch your video and be your worst critic. Like if you watch a video and like, you feel like a part is just like doesn't need to be there, cut it out. Like if you get your point across in less words, it's better. It's better because then people will watch longer because they're not bored, and then your video gets more watch time percentage, and then your video gets recommended more. So that's really what it comes down to at the end, is just how much of their video they're consuming. Cool. All right, guys. Anyone else want to add anything before we go?
Last thing that I stumbled upon this week.
Yes.
Putting not ads, but Facebook Marketplace. I'm still doing that since you showed it to me over a year ago.
Okay. How's it working out?
It's fabulous. What I did on the end of my pictures is that I actually put a link to a video. And before I knew it, I am becoming the local expert. I go to my son's soccer games and they go, "Oh, I've seen your face." So I'm like, "Oh, jackpot." Keep putting up houses, shared listings on Facebook Marketplace. Make sure you have your business card somewhere in between those pictures of the houses so that they start to know who you are. And you
Yeah.
can link a video from that Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, wow, what a great idea.
Yeah, look at that. It's a great
And-
hack.
Yeah, what a
Yeah.
great idea.
And with that, Saturday, coaching my son's soccer game,
Mhm.
I got invited to the booster clubs for the high school.
Mm.
So Friday nights, if you're home, you better get your butt to a high school game with your EXP gear on
Yeah.
and start handing out your business cards and making conversations.
I tried to sponsor things for the schools in town.
But be there. It's so important. Be
Yeah.
there.
Louis, that's
Yes.
my biggest struggle now, time.
Good. That's a good problem to have. So what you need to do now is put down, make a list of everything you do throughout a day and see what things that you don't need to do, what other people can do for you, or you can automate. Is there a way you can kind of like format all the things you do in a week and see what you don't have to do?
I'll try, but I feel like I'm always finding it very easy to give up on things that I'm doing for me.
For you?
Yeah.
Such
Like
as?
remember the gym?
Yes.
I gave up on the gym.
Uh-huh.
And then once you started working out, I'm sure you always work out, but once you started putting these videos on, I'm like, oh my God, maybe I should go back into it.
Yes.
You know, even my doctor's appointments, sometimes I cancel them just because I'm taking someone out.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know. It's my biggest struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Self-love. You have to take care of yourself, because if you don't do that for yourself, nobody's gonna do it for you.
Yeah, but it's easy
You know.
said than done. That's how I feel, you know.
Do
State
you
of
really
mind.
think your clients, I think you have the mindset of limiting belief that your clients are going to go somewhere else if you take a day to yourself or take a
Yeah.
few hours to yourself.
Yeah.
It's not so.
True.
People are very understanding, you know, and if they're not, then they're the wrong clients for you anyway.
Sarah, remember that I homeschool.
Oh yeah.
So it's okay to adjust your schedule to your clients.
Yeah.
You don't have
Yeah.
to tell them all your business. When
Not
you're
at
not
all.
available, you always ask, does this work for you? Can we do it at this particular time? They
Sure.
don't give you a time and you say, oh, yes.
Mhm.
You give out a block time.
Yeah. I spoke to Trina not too long ago when she was here in Florida, and we said that every morning between 9 to 12 is Trina time, or 8 to 11, depends on what she wants. Nobody is getting in her way. No one's going to call her. No one is going to be in her email. She is just going to be working on getting new business every single morning. So those hours in the morning really belong to you anyway, right? You guys should be maximizing that time, whether it's with health, getting your head right, making prospecting calls, doing your business plans, whatever it is that you have to do every single morning to get new clients or new business, or taking care of yourself, whatever that is, that's your time. After that, then everyone else can fill those slots. So try to prioritize the mornings for yourself. And if you have to take one morning and go to a doctor's, then please do that.
I don't know. I was told maybe it's gonna be like this, like the first 2-3 years.
Mhm.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, but there's no excuse to not prioritize your health, you know, because if you don't do it now, you're definitely not going to do it later. So start now.
I'm a giver too, Sarah. And I think one of the things I've recently heard that I keep in mind is think about when we're on an airplane, and one of the things that we're told for safety instructions is put your mask on first, then you can help others. And we really have to do that, or you're going to burn out. You'll burn out if you don't make yourself a priority, and then you won't be able to help anybody. So always put yourself first, even if it feels selfish, you have to.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
You gotta
They're not
take
going anywhere.
life.
They're not going anywhere.
I
I
don't-
guarantee you.
I don't know. Like if I have every day between like 5 and 7, that's like me cooking and doing my cleaning and you know, making sure my kids have everything they need.
Yeah.
You know, I have 3 kids, so
Wow.
yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I'm sure you could do it all. I know many women out there with children who have done it all. Micah, for instance, you know, she has 2 handicapped children, a husband, and she runs huge organization. So you guys can do it. You guys can all do it. Believe me, there's a lot of women out there who you can reach out to and say, how did you do it? How did you manage all of this? and I'm sure they make time for themselves. I was shocked to find out that, they don't wake up at 4 a.m, to get everything done, but they are very careful about what they do put into their day. Okay. And they do have me time every morning. So, yeah, just make sure you can prioritize your health. That's important.
Yeah, reading is a must for me.
Oh, good.
I have to. Like
big.
that, I can't give up anything in the world, but my reading time is my reading time, and it has to be done right after I pray in the morning.
There you go. That's important.
Yeah, Luis,
Hey, John.
Yes, I can relate to what Sarah is saying, because, life sometimes can get so crazy. I have 2 kids myself, and you find yourself juggling between all the different things you have to do in one day. And I like the idea of making a list of the things that you want to prioritize and what you can shelf. And because it's so easy to put your needs in the back burner, and before you know it, you're compromising your own health.
Yep.
Only because you're canceling those doctor's appointments, or you forget to do your med refills, or just small things like that. And
Sure.
I'm in the same way. I just find myself so caught up with the hustle and bustle of the day, and I forget to do what is important.
Yeah, for sure. And
And
guys,
the day just slides by so quickly.
if you guys don't know, John has like 3 jobs, right? How many jobs? Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a family, and the guy always finds a way to get things done. So it is possible. Definitely is possible.
Here's a big question for everybody that's struggling with the time. Who's handling your measuring stick? And who's measuring you?
Exactly.
You figure that out, then you can say it's okay that something didn't get done this day. It's okay, because sometimes when you prioritize things and you do the most important, believe it or not, God, the universe, however you want to dictate it, some of these things work themselves out.
They always do.
They will work themselves out. So there's no need to be getting stressed. Who's holding your measuring stick?
Yeah.
Guys, there's a really, really good book. It literally changed my mind. The beginning of the year, I just became a master of time blocking. It's called The One Thing by Gary Keller. And in the book, it says the only way that when we're in school, we're able to learn 8 subjects in a day is because, there's 45 minutes or whatever, like an hour period block. And after that hour is done, when math is done and you go move to science, you cannot go back to math. So you have to start becoming very serious. Like if it's prospecting time, you put your phone away, Instagram can wait, everything can wait, whoever comes to your door can wait, it's prospecting time. Then you move forward to whatever, networking or answering emails. But you have to detach from your phone and all the distractions, and it works. And as Belinda was saying, once you start being intentional, then things start falling into place. Let's say, I was supposed to prospect for 1 hour and then I didn't get to finish, but I have to move on to my next task. Like then somebody else will call out of nowhere with like, hey, take me out to see a house or something. So it does work.
Absolutely.
And I learned something else too from my one of my coaches. He says that the 137, I'm just throwing a lot of Keller Williams stuff. Their training's good. It's called the 137 rule. So he said, even if you cannot start with 1 day off, take 1 hour. So it's 1 day a week for yourself, not for your family, not for your kids, not for anybody, but for yourself, even if it's an hour, and then every month a 3-day weekend, and every quarter a 7-day vacation, because if not, you're gonna burn out. And I started doing the 1 day a week. I actually started going out with ladies. If you ever want to reach out, and if you're in New Jersey, we do a lot of we're called the EXP Power Girls. So on Thursdays, last week we just went to a farm to see flowers, and it was really nice. And all we did was just be girls. And it felt good. The first time that I went, I think it was in September. After I was done, I went in my car and I cried, because I can't remember when was the last time I did something for myself.
Yeah, we need to start the Power Boys, guys. We go to a football game.
And we're doing amazing with Vanya.
I want to thank her because she gets all this events together and send invites. And let me tell you, it does make a difference when you just hang out with colleagues and become friends, and you kind of forget about everything and you take that time for you.
Yes. And I appreciate you coming. And that's how I kind of got Jeanette. So I use it for both. I invite people that are girls that are not from EXP. And I'm like, hey, come check out my event. So they come and we hang out, we have fun, we become friends. And then, one thing leads to another because they see the kind of style that you leave. Like sometimes we try to push ourselves into people, but we just got to show them a different way.
Yeah, 100%. That works. Okay, guys, we're definitely over on our hour, so I would like to see if maybe Brent, are you there? Could you take us out in a prayer, brother?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
God, you make the winds, you make the waves, but Jesus, when you were in that boat with your disciples and they were scared spitless, you were sleeping because you had no concerns, and you stood up and the disciples marveled that even the winds and the waves obey him. I want to thank you, Jesus, that you are Lord. You're the Lord of the entire earth, and all authority on this earth comes under your authority. So God, I thank you for revealing yourself to many of us, and I pray that you would draw all of us closer to you. You gave us 24 hours in the day, and because you're perfect, 24-hour day is a perfect amount of time for every day. So help us in our imperfections to perfect ourselves, that we'll step in alignment with what you gave us and do the best we can with what we have to work with as we learn from one another. May your name be exalted, Jesus. We give you back our life because you gave it to us to live this day. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Brent. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Take care.
Thank you, Louis.
No worries. We'll talk, guys. Take care. See you next week.
Bye, Louis. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Last day, everyone.